Good morning, guys. So it's Sunday. We had an eventful Friday afternoon. There were some wildfires started not far from here, so it was figuring out how to evacuate. Never something in my life I've had to do, and hopefully I never have to do it again, but it was rough. It was rough. Luckily my brother-in-law and his brother came to help, and now we're kind of just putting things back. Yesterday we went and got our oldest, finished cleaning up the shop after we returned home because we stayed the night at my sister's house. And then we kind of started putting stuff back together, but then we had to go back to my sister's house for my nephew's birthday. I might move you this way. There's less sun glare that way. That's a little better. What did we do? And then we took my son home. We'd stayed there for a few hours.
We were there for 4 hours or so. So it was most of the afternoon. I think we left here at 1 and we got back at 6:30.
Yeah, well, we had to take our son home. It was a good time. There was a petting zoo. It was nice to talk to. She does animals basically for, what is it called?
Agritourism is what
Agritourism.
it is. Yeah. So she raises, she said she has a llama, she does chickens, rabbits, goats,
some
and she
mini
used to do a
cows and
pig,
ponies.
mini cow. And she just does front yard, backyard, petting zoos. They're little, it was a little thing. It was probably a 8x8 or so, maybe 10x10 little fence she put up, and she brought two silky chickens, 2 rabbits, and 3 goats. They stick in there and they charge, I think, like $300
I don't remember.
for 2 hours of kids come out and pet these animals, and they have brushes, and it's just that. It's a good business idea for that kind of stuff. And yeah, she was doing really well. We kept talking about, she has one rabbit. She doesn't butcher. She doesn't process her stuff. She's attached to all of her livestock. And she has a rabbit that somebody had donated to her. It's a problem. And she kept mentioning, she's like, if you wanted to come get her, and just don't tell me what you do with her. I was like, I'll bring her home and process her. But I have no problem with that. But yeah, no, she was a nice lady. She was cool.
Yeah.
She had Holland Lop.
And I think they're lion's mane.
So that was
it
was a mix.
It was a mix.
It was
really cute. But the Highland Lop I held for 20 minutes. I think that's the breed that we want to do for to rent out for Easter pictures. And when I say rent out, I mean we'll travel with the rabbit because of course they're going to know us most. So but work with them to sit on a blanket or with a kid or anything. Our nieces and our nephews, anybody that comes here can hold a rabbit. We have a select few that are fine being held, and we try as we get babies to have a couple that we handle a lot. We try to bring them into the house so they're acclimated and moving around and being in various situations and being away from mom. Dot, when we had to evacuate, she walked, we carried her from her hutch to the shop, which is 100 yards.
Oh, that's probably more than that. Yeah.
More than 100 yards.
More than 100 yard walk, and then back as well.
We carried her the whole time. She doesn't care. She likes to be cuddled. She'll greet you at her little door when it's time to eat. I mean, she's quite pleasant. It's
interesting. So we have Bandit that we bought, and he was a show rabbit. So he would go in and out of a carrier to go to shows. So we put him into the carrier to go to up there and then to come back. He's like, oh, this is normal. I know what I'm doing here. And he was fine. Versus when I put Snow in there with her babies, or when Raven was in there.
Raven hated it. Raven was losing her mind in there.
Didn't know what to do with herself, being in this little bitty confined box.
Yeah. So we're just trying to piece things back together. We've got suitcases still sitting out from when we got clothes. But we were doing some seeds this morning, and I'll show you what we've been using. Got them off of Temu. Got this off of Temu. This is coming in handy. So normally you buy a packet, it does not reseal. Well, I got this little book and the seed packets. These have a reseal. So once you've planted, you just reseal them. And I put when I bought them on here. It says date collected. It's really for you to collect heirloom seeds. And if we end up having, you just having sausage this morning? Because we don't have any eggs. Oh, we do have eggs. Okay, go for it. But this is coming in handy. So we just did a couple in these little grow containers that I also bought off of Temu. Okay. So he's got a grow light on this one in the back. And the grow lights are meant for these containers, but he's also using it for this tray. We just bought little seed pods. He's got a few different types of things in there. But I just finished peppers, and I'll take you outside to see the peppers. But this is a microgreen tray. So he's just using the paper towels that are wet. We just started these. But eventually, once they start to grow and the roots bust through the paper towels, we'll put water in the bottom. And they'll grow off of that. And then I don't know which kinds he put in here. So I don't know if this is chicken food or if this is people food.
No, that's for sandwiches.
Apparently this is for sandwiches. So I came out here this morning because based on my seed time chart, we're supposed to plant onions, lettuce, and spinach today. So originally I was going to plant lettuce and spinach here so that we'd have a lot of it. And I've decided that because I have so many of these onion sets, and we buy these bags at Atwood's, but they're just basically onion seeds that were started last year that they sell this year. Since I have so many, I'm going to switch them. So because I can just keep spinach and lettuce going basically all growing season, I can just replant and replant and replant if they happen to die out or if I cut them too short or whatever. So we're just going to keep this bed right here for spinach and lettuce and just keep it going. Because you can't really preserve spinach and lettuce, but I can preserve onions. So I'd rather do more onions. But I've gone ahead and cut my rows with my shovel. They're about 1 inch deep, maybe a little deeper, but it's okay. And we're going to, and they're about 5 inches apart, give or take. Per row, and so we're just going to set these in and then we'll cover them up and we'll water them. But you're supposed to do onions 4 inches apart. We'll kind of see how many we get in there. My determination will be whether or not I can figure out which side's the end. Some of them are small, some of them are little. That's a wrapper. All different sizes. This comes from, I don't have the label. But it's
I think these were Vidalias, right?
I don't have, well, I had them inside because I was taking a picture of the QR code for the website. I think these are just basic yellow onions. They actually sell them in all kinds, and they also all different kinds. We use yellow the most. So that's what I decided to plant this year, was yellow. Alright, so we've set them all in. We raked it back out flat. I mean, you can still see where some of the rows are right here. But we raked it back out flat and watered it and then raked again to make sure we're getting good coverage of water and everything. So this was the soil that we planted or put in last week. So like I said, we've been working on these beds and getting them prepped and turned and everything for the last week. So they should be good to go to put stuff in them today. And we're just doing them as we go along because I'd rather not have to spend a whole day and feel like I missed something. So we're just doing things one at a time as they come up on our seed time calendar. Which I still guys need to show you guys. We also had several left over, so he's apparently seen a video of a method that we can use in a solo cup or 2 solo cups. So we're going to finish them out, and then if they take what we have left, if they take, we can give them away to anybody, or find, if we end up having space later, plant them in something else out here. But there's no sense in wasting them. We're not going to toss them or anything. We're just going to see what we can do with them. Maybe somebody will want them that lost their houses in a fire. I mentioned it earlier when we were in the kitchen that we had to evacuate, and we're slowly piecing ourselves back together and putting stuff away from what we had to evacuate. But over 30 to 50 homes were destroyed in those wildfires on Friday night, Sunday morning. So a lot of people are without things. So maybe somebody will be interested in starting a garden or filling a gap or just wanting to do something so that they don't have to think about everything that they lost. But now we're gonna go probably do some grocery shopping, and then we'll come out and do spinach and lettuce in this afternoon. And then I think we're going to finish the mud kitchen today that we started like a month ago. I bought paint on Friday, and I think we have to get some hooks to hang all of his pots and pans on.
Yep.
And his pump's here, so you'll get to see how we turned that sink
into a working sink.
To a working sink for a toddler. It'll be fun. All right, so we got our paint on Friday. We are doing Behr's Premium Plus Paint and Primer, exterior flat, deep base. I just went with a matte finish because it's going to get covered in mud, so I wasn't going to pay extra for anything special. We bought a quart. It is 100 miles per hour. My nephew picked this out all by himself. So we're going to get this painted, and we're going to get all of his pots and pans on it, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I got it all painted. Of course, had to paint over apparently I wrote a K at the end. Wasn't really paying attention. So, paint over that, gonna get that painted. And then we're going to, so it was funny. Apparently my rooster is lovely inserting himself. I bought some hooks at Walmart, and they're just like the little half circle hooks. But I really wanted these, but I couldn't find these, but luckily I had a handful of them in my box of everything. Yeah. So he went and got the pump that we're going to use, and this was just a little submersible fish tank pump that we got on Amazon. And then there's like a battery. What would you call that?
So that is a Ryobi battery adapter. It just lets you connect things easily to Ryobi battery, which I have on hot glue pump gun at the moment.
But this way I can come over like in the mornings while we're outside and just hook up a battery, and he'll have water that will just run from that bucket down there. Hog, for Pete's sake! No one wants to talk to you. But it'll run from that bucket, and it'll kind of just continue running because the water will drain from the sink into the tub again. It'll get dirty. We'll change it out every day, but that's the plan. We're about to see if it works. It worked in the sink in the house, so we're going to see now if it works. It's just
hot glue ain't gonna stick to it. I know.
But yeah, we'll see if that works. We added a little shelf, and then we're going to hang up all of the stuff I've been collecting from flea markets. We found a couple of pieces in the shop. I'm actually missing a couple. I had a spatula and something else, but I don't know where it's gone. So we'll find it and put it out here for him too. But we're going to get everything hung up and see if this pump works. All right. We got the mud kitchen finished. Ignore our mess on the ground. But we've got a bucket full of about 2 gallons of water at the bottom. And he's using a hose in the submersible pump. And it's just going down the drain into the bucket again. And so he'll reuse the same 2 gallons of water until we change it out, which ideally will be every day. I definitely don't want any animals in that water or just grossness going on. But all of the pots and pans that I found this morning or earlier, like I said, I think I have a few pieces left somewhere, but it turned out so cute. He actually won't get to play with it until Tuesday, but he's gonna love it. Well, we lost the garage. We'll insert a picture here. But it's...
Second time hurricane force winds have destroyed one of these garages. Ridiculous.
Yep.
This kid couldn't handle a hurricane.
Gosh. But we're now going to clean everything up. Now that the shop's cleaned and we filled a whole dumpster full of stuff from the shop, a lot of it was empty boxes. Once we started emptying boxes and getting stuff organized and put away, we ended up with just a ton of boxes and a ton of trash and everything. And that may be what half of this is, because some of this stuff was totes that we moved back from Texas, so we may not need it. And anytime we've ever bought something and not used it right away, or we've used it once, it's just gone in here. Like, I can see one of our canopies, but I don't think it's got a top on it. So yeah, we're gonna go through everything and take it to the shop, take it to the house, or put it in the dumpster while the dumpster's here. A lot of it's garden stuff, so it'll also go in the A-frame, like, and we'll get rid of just a lot of this stuff. But most of the stuff housed tools, and all of the tools, when we evacuated, everything got moved into the shop, because we're talking thousands of dollars worth of tools at this point.
It's all Ryobi. Hundreds of dollars.
I want to show the pile of crap. Okay. Apparently I'm supposed to show you me. I look like a hot mess because I've been outside for hours. But I think, in retrospect, considering how many saws we own, we've reached into at least $1,000 in tools. In between $1,000 and $2,000 in tools and stuff we carried over there. Okay? Don't shortchange Ryobi. Good grief. He wouldn't use any other brand unless he could do all at one time. Let's be real. And I totally think you're looking at the house, not me. But yeah, we're gonna go through things, decide whether it's trash or treasure, I guess, and put them in designated spots, because we actually have the opportunity to put everything in designated spots. So I guess he's creating me a pile to go through.
Alrighty guys, well, it's a couple weeks later, and I just want to show you real quick. These are the onions.
You didn't like my outro.
Yeah. Oh, and the lettuce. Forgot about the lettuce. The lettuce is coming in as well. Down there. Yeah, her outro she filmed on the porch. It was super dark and it was super long. And she talked about everything that we're going to do in next week's video, which is us at the Okie Homesteading Expo in Pryor. So that was actually last week for us. But
yep.
Anyway, everything went really well. The garage is gone and cleaned up. Dumpster is gone. And the onions are coming in. So we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.